Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Sad Dad Games podcast. My name's Eric.
I'm Shan.
I'm Tucker.
He's the slow one of the group, if you haven't noticed.
Nice long pause there.
Okay, so first of all, Emerlie, who does all of our editing, wants a longer pause between intros, so I put a longer pause in there.
She said a longer pause at the beginning of the, because it take if we start talking as soon as it starts recording, then it cuts the sound a little bit. We don't need a longer pause in between each of us.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood something. I will be faster next time.
That really explains why you've been so slow.
I was wondering why Tucker's over here like, Emerlie told us to pause. Why aren't they pausing?
Oh my gosh, that's been going on for like a month or two.
Oh,
I
it's been going on for longer than a month. That was like one of our first episodes that she mentioned that.
Oh man, Tucker's like, I'm doing a good job over here. Y'all are idiots.
Yeah,
why is nobody pausing in between our intros?
Yeah.
All right, so maybe Tucker isn't stupid, but maybe it was just a misunderstanding.
honest, hilarious misunderstanding. Ugh, that's funny. That got me. Whew. All right, I've got to recover now. I got indie games to talk about. So you are listening to another episode of Eric's Indie Corner. Eric's Indie Corner is a time where I get to talk about indie games. I am Eric. I love indie games, and so each week I pick out an indie game that I've played recently or in the past. But basically, it's just an indie game that I think is great and deserves, deserves to be highlighted. So the indie game for this week is a super cool game called Retro City Rampage DX. Which is the deluxe edition. We're not talking about the old lame original edition. We're talking about the deluxe edition. It's like Sonic Adventure DX. It's the real business. So Retro City Rampage is self-described as an open world action parody steal the wheel game, which basically boils down to it's a top-down Grand Theft Auto game. You steal cars, you run around an open city, you do missions. It's a top-down GTA game. Developed by V-Blank Entertainment, it released on October 19th of 2012, and then a few years later, it was released as Retro City Rampage DX. Other notable games from the studio, there's a sequel to this game called Shakedown Hawaii that I have not yet tried, but I'm very excited to because I'm having a great time with this game. And it's, like I said, modeled after older GTA games. So for those of you who aren't familiar with like the long history of GTA, the first big game in the series that I feel like most people latch onto is Grand Theft Auto 3, was like the big 3D open world game. But the first two Grand Theft Auto games, Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, were top-down games, where the camera was above, they were pixel art, and this game, Retro City Rampage, is very reminiscent of those older Grand Theft Auto games. So those of you who are new to the show or old to the show, I like to break things down by talking a little bit about the gameplay, or the story, the gameplay, and then visuals and sound, just to give us kind of a structure to the game that we're talking about here. So the story first. For Retro City Rampage, you play as a character named Player. His name is Player. Everyone calls you Player.
Is it ER or A at the end? If it's Play,
I wish that it was
that's
just
a whole
A.
different.
It's a whole different thing. No, everyone calls you Player, but it does land for some interesting comedy moments where someone will be like, "What's up, Playa?" And it makes me laugh every time, even though I know that his name's just Player, but it feels like it was intentional. And that is kind of the blasé, devil-may-care, lackadaisical attitude that this developer had towards the story of this game. Is that he's like, what should the character's name be? I don't know, Player. And that's not to say that the story is bad, but it is nonsense. It's just straight nonsense, and so in a good, fun way.
So like a classic 80s action movie, in that it's just, you know what, let's just create a premise, let's just get going with this action.
Who cares? Yeah, so the intro to this game is very, very much like that. It just the game starts, a lot of confusing things happen, and then it's like, all right, now you're playing the game. And I was like, I have genuinely no idea what just went on here. So I played the intro sequence literally several days ago, and while I was writing up the script for this today, I had to Google the intro and be like, what happened because so that I can like give you the story set up while we're talking about story. And it left, I was so confused about what was going on, I just wrote it down. So you are a player, you live in a city called Theftropolis. The year is 1985. A heist goes wrong, and you are somehow flung forward in time to the distant future year of 20XX. You are discovered by a doctor named... Year. Yeah, it's all the year that all the Mega Man games take place in is 20XX. Chalk Doc, who is a parody of Doc Brown from Back to the Future, pulls up in his technically not a DeLorean and needs help fixing his time machine.
You mean legally not a DeLorean?
Legally distinct from a DeLorean. Yeah, it's a DeLorean. And you'll see a lot of that in this game. The parodies are never-ending, plentiful, and frequent. So your main kind of point of contact in this game is Chalk Doc, who is a parody of Doc Brown, and you need to find the parts to fix his definitely not a DeLorean, so that you can return back to 1985. The story is kind of nonsense, like I said before. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but in kind of a good way, like a fun way. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but you're just kind of moving from mission to mission, and they're all extremely loosely connected, and there's not a lot of care or concern with like, does this make sense? Does it fit in the world? Or it's just like, it has this attitude of like, this would be fun, let's just do it, which I'm kind of a big fan of. Parody is a huge thing in this game. There is constant parodies of everything from Batman to Ninja Turtles to Saved by the Bell to Metal Gear Solid to Sonic the Hedgehog. They even make a really funny joke about the hot coffee incident in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Do you guys know what that is?
I haven't played it.
Oh man, who's ready for a fun video game history lesson here? So,
what do you think history is?
What do you think history is? So this actually is a little bit of a history lesson. So Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, when it released, it had like a very hidden mini game that could be accessed if you kind of broke the code. You had to I don't know the right technical term for this, but you had to hack the game and access some hidden code files. But if you did that, you could play a mini game that was called the hot coffee mini game, where you would find like a person, and that person would invite you back to their apartment, and then you guys would have hot coffee, which involved fully clothed character models bumping uglies. So it was very graphic for the year that it came out, and it caused this huge like uproar with people who thought video games were evil, and pearl clutchers who were very concerned with the content that was in video games.
How can you clutch pearls about dry humping? Like, there's no...
Because
my parents didn't teach me how to learn it from video games.
Yeah. so
and they didn't want us to learn it in school either. They were very puritanical about that.
Yeah. I encourage you guys to look up the hot coffee, just something about it online, like a little thing, because it is pretty funny, and it is sort of hilariously innocent. Like, it's definitely, I mean, they're having sex, and it's like, it's not, they don't really spare, it's as gratuitous as it can be while still being having the character models be fully clothed. So that was a big controversy in early Grand Theft Auto days. And then there's a mission in this game where you go and you pick up you're on a mission, and there's a girl in the mission, and then you guys go and you have iced coffee, or you have iced tea. And it's like, you go back to her apartment, and she looks at you and she goes, "We will have iced tea now." And then you guys both jump on the table, and then a big censored block pops up, and then it's, I don't know, it's just like, iced tea, hot coffee. I get the reference. So there are references and parodies almost constantly in this game. Every single mission pretty much is some kind of parody of something else. The Saved by the Bell one was particularly funny for me.
Hey, are you super excited for Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out and to go through this all over again? We've lived through every single wave of let's cancel video games because of Grand Theft Auto every time they release a game.
It's always Grand Theft Auto and Mortal Kombat. Those are the two big ones that it's like, ooh. I mean,
They've
Mortal
calmed
Kombat
down
not as much anymore.
Not anymore, yeah.
Because there's no hookers in Mortal Kombat. But there are hookers in Grand Theft Auto. So.
Plus, we have like a bunch of Christian nationalists that are like embedded in our government right now, and there's a lot of censorship that's going on. Especially this week, we had the censorship around payment systems for Steam and for itch.io. I feel like you poke the bear with Grand Theft Auto 6, and we're gonna start a huge culture war over this, and I am very excited to see what comes from it, how much content can be made. It's gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be a big one. So who knows? I mean, GTA 6 is gonna be one of the biggest game releases.
Well, yeah, it's been anticipated for what, 10 and a half,
like a decade,
10 years now. Yeah, because Grand Theft Auto 5 has been on 6 different systems.
But like, we get this like every 2 or 3 years ish. But like, back in the day, it was Dungeons and Dragons, and then Pokemon was evil, and then the Da Vinci Code, that was a huge one, right? Like, it's kind of been on the back burner.
I forgot about the Da Vinci Code. Yeah.
The Da Vinci Code. You go to Deseret Industries in Utah, and there's like 10 copies of Da Vinci Code, because everybody here found Jesus at some point and realized they can't have the Da Vinci Code at home. That can't be on their bookshelf.
To be fair, there's also 1,000 copies of every religious book that's ever been printed by the church.
Yeah, well, that's from the people that end up losing Jesus in their life. You see, they go there and they swap out their Bibles for the Da Vinci Code. It's like the circular system, or you drop off your...
They have a trade-in
it's like
policy.
you do one or the other.
Yeah. It's a self-sustaining economy.
Yeah.
I would buy the Da Vinci Code
Also,
so I could burn the Da Vinci
For those who
Code.
are not familiar, Desert Industries is like the Goodwill of Utah. There's a few Goodwills, but yeah, it's just a thrift store.
But it's a thrift store that is ensconced with the LDS religion. Like, they kind of run it, they kind of get that all up and going. So there's a lot of like, well, and plus because of our religious community in Utah, like half the books are just like the faith and the glory in Bibles and Book of Mormon. Actually, I think they pull the books of Mormon.
Who would buy a Bible at Desert
They probably
Industries?
just donate
you can get a
those
free Bible
directly.
Literally anywhere. You just like
At
it's
your
not
local
hard to find
hotel.
a free Bible.
I
Yeah.
think freebible.com is probably a thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not hard to get your hands on a free Bible. No one needs to go to DI and buy one.
Anyway.
I
This
forgot
will
what we
be
were
a
talking
thing.
about. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, hot coffee. Yeah, so so it makes a good reference about the hot coffee incident. But yeah, that is one of the funny parts about the story, is I think that if you have a good knowledge of like 80s and 90s pop culture, as well as like, you know, specifically to video games, there's a lot of fun little Easter eggs and missions here for you. Like I said, there is a fairly prolonged couple of missions that are based off of Saved by the Bell, and the school that you go to is like Bayshore High, and it's Principal Balding, and it's like, so if you've ever watched Saved by the Bell, it's just it you know, it has things like that for all sorts of stuff. They do stuff like that for Batman as well, and so lots of fun, basically near constant references and parodies of other, you know, 80s and 90s pop culture, which is super fun.
I didn't watch Saved by the Bell. So
That's too bad. It's good stuff. So story's lots of fun. Gameplay, as far as gameplay goes, I feel like it's pretty standard fare for like Grand Theft Auto. It's open world. You steal cars. You have weapons. You can just, you know, mow down pedestrians and shoot things up and drive around and run around and cause chaos. They have lots of like side missions that support that kind of stuff. You know, there are side missions where you can light yourself on fire and see how many other people you can light on fire. Side missions where you hop in a tank and see how much you can explode. Side missions where, you know, that lean on the weirder side of things, where Death needs to take a break, and so you play as like a scythe-wielding Death, and you have to kill one person on each city block or whatever. And so they have a good combo of like a large variety of side missions and a large variety of story missions. A lot of the story missions can follow some similar beats, but because the package that they're wrapped up in is so fun that like the game doesn't feel repetitive. It does a good job of thrusting you into different scenarios and having you do different things. So it's not just drive here, shoot this, drive here, shoot that. It's lots of fun little, you know, you're always doing something new and goofy, which is which is good because games like this need live or die off of variety. There's lots of cops as well. Police officers will chase you if you're doing bad and you're in trouble, and then you can stop and fight the cops. And in kind of like an adorably arcade kind of a design methodology, if you are getting chased by the cops but you're able to kill all of the cops on your tail, the last one that you kill will drop a little coin, and then you go up and you pick up that coin, and then that's what like resets your wanted meter. He's like, boop, boop, you got the coin, and the police don't want you anymore. And so it's just a very cute little, like, reminds you that you're playing a video game kind of a thing. Lots of fun weapons as well. They range from serious to silly weapons, rocket launchers and guns to more goofy stuff. That just really lots of fun ways for you to run around and cause mayhem. Lots of different car variety, the kinds of cars that you can steal. There's lots of different ones. One of the cars that you can steal on the road is just straight up like the Ninja Turtles shell van, and if you go up and you like carjack that van, a little turtle will jump out of it and run away. So just all the way a reference to Ninja Turtles, and it's super fun to just like drive around in the technically not Ninja Turtles van, legally distinct Ninja Turtles van. So that's super fun. And let's see here. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite... Oh, I forgot about this one. Is if you steal a taxi cab, you can start a taxi driving mini game where you have to quickly pick up people and then drop them off at their destinations and then quickly pick up the next person, and you can earn money and high scores. Very reminiscent of Crazy Taxi, which I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I love Crazy Taxi. Every time I go to an arcade...
Who doesn't love Crazy Taxi?
Who doesn't? If you don't love Crazy Taxi, you haven't played Crazy Taxi. That's the only thing I can think of. Every time I go to an arcade, I make a beeline for Crazy Taxi, Ninja Turtles, and then I waste all of my money on that stupid thing where the light goes in a circle and you have to hit the button to stop it. But I really love Crazy Taxi. And so the first time I hopped into a taxi, I accidentally pushed the button to like activate the mission. And then it just like started happening. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm playing Crazy Taxi in this little top-down Grand Theft Auto game. It made me very, very happy. So, Crazy Taxi fans, this is a good one for you too.
Does it reference at all Taxi Driver with De Niro?
So, full disclosure, I haven't finished the game yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if it does sooner or later. But I haven't come across it yet. So,
okay,
yeah, I'd say that I'm probably about 80% of the way through, but I'm having a great time. So maybe, I don't know.
All right.
And if it did, I might have missed it because they're, like I said, the references and the parodies are fast and frequent. So,
okay.
But yeah, and there's lots of fun shops as well. You go get, snacks to refill your health. You can get funny haircuts, hats, glasses, standard open world GTA kind of stuff where you can just go and make your character look goofy.
Can you bang any whores?
I don't think so because the game is rated teen, and I haven't come across that. So I think probably not. Yeah, but
did you bang my whore wife?
The T rating does say sexual content.
It does, and you do have iced tea with that one girl, so maybe, but I haven't come across that.
It depends if Iced Tea Girl is a whore or not.
I guess that's true.
What does the T stand for? Tits?
Probably. Damn it, that tracks.
We found it. We found the sexually explicit content.
I could see you formulating that joke in real time. Like
it wasn't even funny.
It wasn't even a joke. It was just a word. Yeah. Shan said the boobs word. Yeah. Oh,
all right.
So yeah, gameplay in this game is ridiculous and lots of carnage and mayhem, and it's just a good time. So very much like a Grand Theft Auto game, but on kind of a scaled back top-down view. So visuals and sound. The game is presented with 8-bit pixel art. It's simple, colorful, and expressive. It feels kind of like Shovel Knight in that you can tell that the developer was very deliberately sticking to a color palette and was trying very hard to authentically emulate an NES graphical style. Very deliberate.
Well, this is synthwave tech noir, so you still get the synthwave outrun palette of the purples and the dark purple, the blues, and the light vibrant blues. Like at least especially in the cover art, but they get a lot of that as well. And then tech noir, you get those strong contrasting colors. You get the grunginess of basically every 80s movie that's ever existed. That it's paying homage to, like Escape from New York and Blade Runner and stuff like that. Like it's hitting all the right notes. It knows its genre.
It is a very fun art style and color palette. It's simple, but it's not bland. I feel like sometimes you can be simple and bland. It's still colorful and expressive, especially the animations. Even though your character model is pretty small on screen, you can tell that they took their time to make the animations look right so that you understand what's going on. There's not a lot of visual noise. You're never really confused as to what's happening. So good job with the design language there. And a fun fact that kind of contributes to the visual and sound is the game was originally started as a solo dev effort by someone named Brian. Oh man, I practiced this one too. Brian Provinciano. He made his own Nintendo Entertainment System dev kit in 2002. So he built the dev kit himself and then started remaking Grand Theft Auto 3 in an 8-bit style on that dev kit. So it was made for like actual NES hardware originally. And then as he kind of was going through this project, he started to add locations and scenarios from other games that he enjoyed, which is kind of where the parody aspect was born. He would plop something from Zelda or plop something from, another like this game or that game or whatever in the overworld, and so it kind of started out as a straight port of Grand Theft Auto 3, and then over time it turned into this ridiculous parody heavy world of Retro City Rampage. So art style was constrained originally because of it was made for an NES and then kind of evolved from there. Music is also really great. It does the thing that you can do in Grand Theft Auto games where you can like switch radio stations, but it's all like 8-bit chiptune soundtrack stuff. So as you're driving around a car, you can switch between the radio stations, listen to different music. So you have some kind of control over the kind of music that's going on, which is fun. And the music is composed by, this is something I was really excited to find out about, is it composed by Leonard J. Paul, Matthew Creamer, and Jake Kaufman. Does anyone know who Jake Kaufman is? I do. I love Jake Kaufman.
Jake Kaufman.
I'm Jake Kaufman. No, Jake Kaufman is an absolute wizard of chiptune music composition. He composed music for all of the Shovel Knight games, which is where I learned of him, because the Shovel Knight music is phenomenal. It is the best indie soundtrack without a close competitor. It's so good. But he's also composed music for the Shantae series, for a lot of Ninja Turtles games, and he is composing the music for the upcoming Mina the Hollower game by Yacht Club Games, which I'm very excited about. So I was kind of surprised to see his name on this credits because he hadn't quite exploded into indie game popularity like he has since Shovel Knight. But now that I learned that and listening to some of the music, I can definitely like hear some of his distinct style in there. So big fan of Jake Kaufman. Super cool to learn that he composed music for this. I really like his stuff. So yeah, that's all I've got prepped. Do you guys have any last thoughts about Retro City Rampage before we close it out?
No,
Just the
I
trailer
love.
watched has a cool soundtrack.
It does, by Jake Kaufman and other people.
No, I really love their style of 8-bit. It's they're small, almost chibi, and hard black outlines. Like this feels very, very evocative of like an arcade game, like Ninja Turtles. Was it called the Manhattan one?
The arcade one was just called Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Manhattan Project was the third one for the NES system.
Okay. Well, it just like...
Or Turtles in Time was also an arcade one. Yeah.
I mean, obviously they took liberties to be able to make it modern, but this feels a lot closer to the original source style and in a fun way. Like it almost feels like SimCity or something adjacent.
It does kind of have that vibe. Yeah. So super cool game. Really, really like it.
Yeah, rigidly symmetrical. Maybe that's why I'm getting that vibe.
Yeah, I think this is one that both like, because we talk about games on here sometimes that I feel like are games that I just like and I want to get out to the world. But specifically Shan and Tucker, I think this is a game that both of you guys would like. It's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So playtime, you'll get about between 6 and 15 hours, depending on how much you want to poot around the city and just be a goober. And available platforms, I'm going to take a deep breath for this one. You can find it on Windows, PS3, PS4, PSP, PS Vita, Xbox 360, Wii, 3DS, Switch, iOS, and Android. It's available on basically everything. You can get it anywhere, everywhere, all the time. And it's $14.99, so not a bad deal.
You might want to start doing some like anaerobic exercises or something to be able to get up your is it your VO2? Is that the word for it? Just like
murder
be
the
able
most melons.
be able to breathe better. VO2 is max. It refers to the maximum amount of oxygen your body can utilize during intense exercise. Maybe that's relevant, but it's what you don't have.
Yeah. Well, I sit in my office chair all day long, and I haven't exercised in a decade, so that tracks. Yeah.
You're out of breath. That was like 10 words.
All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us today. This is a super cool game. Please check it out. I really, really like this one. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Especially comment. I'd love to hear your comments about this game and any game in particular. What's your favorite indie game? I love to talk about indie games. Just chat with me. I'd love to hear about it. And you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Be sure to tune in for our regular episodes that air every Monday and Eric's Indie Corner, which is every Thursday. And I think that's it. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Outro. Bleep-a-doof, bleep-a-deep, bloop-a-dee-blow.